years.
No, that's what you guys overlook it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's been a long time.
Nasty.
I mean,
I've never spent most of the money, right? It's okay. So
Really?
that I finally looking over the rest of it, I've been following.
So you just get out. I can just get out there.
I look forward to seeing you.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay, welcome. I'd like to welcome you to the April 15th, 2024 meeting of the City of Plattsburgh Zoning Board of Appeals. We have 3 appeals in front of us. We will hear them in the order that they're showing here. So I guess, Dave,
Yes.
you're up first.
All right, great. Sitting here.
And we'll take them one at a time, but just we'll start with the first one, 63 Bridge.
Sure.
Since even though they're both yours, they are definitely different properties and have to be dealt with separately. So give us a rundown.
So the area that I'm referring to is the bottom floor. It shares space with the store. It's probably about 90 feet in length. And the back half is really underutilized. It's been used as an apartment in the past, but I wanted to officially have it set up as an apartment with a separate meter. And I talked to Scott Carly about that, and he said obviously it's up to the board, but I have to get a new set of meters to implement everything correctly. It's right now it's vacant. It was used as an office. It was used as a small apartment. And after discussing it with zoning, I said that I'd be more than happy just to have it as a studio apartment, install a sprinkler system, and then have a separate meter. Right now, it's just a vacant, not even a storage area, and that's what I'm requesting, asking for.
Single floor,
It is, yeah.
is there an upstairs or?
Just on the base floor, there are 2, I guess 3 floors. If you look at the picture of the back, so the lowest part of the store all the way to the back,
Yeah.
and then there's a second floor, and then the front half is the apartment. So currently there are 3 units, 4 including the store.
And the 3 units are residential?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And this is going to be accessed
So
back? or
there's
side
a
front?
there's a back exit, and then there's also 2 windows that are egress size windows that utilize as well. There will be no access to the front of the building or store. It'll be double framed and insulated. We're talking about an area that's roughly 400 square feet. It's an open concept efficiency. And the last page kind of just shows the current layout, shows the current storage, and then the portion that I kind of drew would be the open concept studio apartment.
Comments from anyone, questions? You say it's been used as an apartment already?
Unofficially, yeah. Not, well, from the prior ownership with the store owner. It's set up that
Late night at the store, so one in the back.
way. And then, yeah.
sufficient parking for the,
Yeah, so there's, adjoining to this, there's a 2 acre parcel that I also own. There's more than enough for parking. And there's also on the side of the building, by that, by the bridge, there's spots for like 20 spots. So there's more than enough parking space. to utilize.
You have no problem with parking?
No. There's there's an abundance of parking for this particular, the next one, there was not going to be a call for more parking, so.
Okay.
that would include the fire parking for the store.
Well, this parking lot goes with that parcel, so there's plenty of parking for this entire parcel. The other one, going from the business to the residential, it's not going to be an increase. There's not going to be any more for me, so.
Any other questions? Yes? All right, let's do the tedious part, the seeker. Number of things missing on the seeker. On C4, school district should be completed. Class C, school. On A, B, city police. C, city fire. And are there any parks anywhere around this?
Well,
There's one on Hamilton, but
Or whatever's across the street at the river.
The river,
Riverwalk,
right across the river.
That's it. Yeah. That can be working done.
Oh,
The month.
yeah. Yeah.
It's much
Maybe
easier.
that's something you can-
yeah.
So we can put those in the parks on D. Now we'll get down to the stuff that, page 5, C, will the proposed action use or create a new demand for water? You check no.
Right, because it's the same, well, I just don't, well, there could be, obviously, if someone.
I mean, if you're making the assumption it was storage as part of the store,
Right,
then yes.
agreed. I was making the assumption that it was an apartment before, and so really the scope of it is really not changing.
Okay.
Increased water usage.
And any idea quantity an apartment uses in water a day?
How much am I
Yeah.
thinking?
Ballpark.
3,000 a month?
So about 10 a day. So when mass is right. All right.
Yeah,
That's wrong. Always off by one. And the same thing goes with sewage, it says will propose action, obtain water from existing water supply. Yes. And does the existing public water supply have capacity? Obviously, yes. Project site in the existing district, yes. Is the project site, is expansion of district needed? No. But do existing lines serve the project site? Yes.
Don't want to have to tell them. The,
Water meter?
yeah,
So currently there's one, I pay the water for that building. And I don't plan on adding
Okay.
any in there.
And then the same thing down on D, generate liquid waste, yes. I guess we can say essentially not the same as what goes in must come out. And nature of liquid waste, sanitary wastewater. Does it connect to an existing public treatment plant? Yes. Have capacity? Yes. And project site in the existing district? Yes. And I have,
electric heat.
Yes.
where others that I had here? Schools, hospitals, licensed daycare, or group homes within 1,500. Stafford? How far is Stafford?
It's gotta be
1,500 feet,
It's gotta be
1,500 feet.
one.
it's gotta be, I think, within 50.
As a crow flies? As a crow flies? It's a quarter of a mile.
It's up to Oak, so this is from the bridge to Oak Street.
Daycare, so almost done. And you'll
Probably 12.
Says it's 1,500. Each time.
I have to read the page.
But you didn't do the other ones.
Oh, did
Take a
you
look.
take them out? I gotta pull them.
Are you just looking up the distance from
Yeah.
Bridge to Stafford?
Are the apartments on Oak considered elderly? Assisted living of any sort?
That's the library. I'm pretty sure they are.
Right next to the library?
Yeah.
I got about half a mile,
Really?
0.5.
Interesting. Is that a driving?
That's just a distance. Walking area.
No, that's not it.
There.
Up, almost there, almost. Right there.
Right there. 1,350. Okay.
Is that a shortcut?
Well,
And the senior will be closer.
yeah, what is it?
The senior will be closer.
So it'll definitely be to the senior apartments, yes.
Yeah.
What is the name of that?
Which one are you talking about?
The one on Oak Street next to the library?
I think it's Russell Barnard.
Russell Barnard? Yeah. And
Yeah, it's definitely shorter.
yeah. Um, This is a question for you, is Saranac River regulated by the feds?
Is it what?
Regulated
And what
by
way?
any federal, state, or local agency?
I'm not sure, but I think so.
I thought that was considered a river corridor by the state.
Oh, you're talking about the river trail? I thought you were
No,
talking-
the Saranac River itself.
Oh, the Saranac River.
Would be,
The question is, are any of the wetlands or water bodies within or adjoining the project site regulated by any federal, state, or local agency?
Should
I would imagine the answer is yes, but I can't give you a concrete answer.
Well, we consider that, yes, that's on page 11.
Well, they were concerned about balloons for the Durkee State projects.
Which number is it again?
On page 11, it's H, dot I. And then my next question is floodplain.
The 63 bridge ever flood.
So the only building of these buildings would be 61 Bridge, and there's a portion of the basement that's in a flood zone, but the rest are not.
Okay, they are not,
They are not.
okay. And, this project site or adjoining area currently used for hunting, trapping, fishing, or shell fishing. Fishing,
Fish off the mountain.
Good. Yeah, some do.
so that one I would say is yes, that's on page 12, Q. On the last page, it's a project site within 5 miles of any officially designated and publicly accessible federal, state, or local scenic or aesthetic resource. And we've always considered Lake Champlain to be one of those. So that would be yes, so the resource would be Lake Champlain.
Everybody thought it was a corridor.
Oh, the designated record. Yeah, and I have a question mark there, but we really don't know. Any other comments, questions about the seeker?
I just have one.
Yep,
Can we use this, can we just duplicate the secret?
we can discuss that. Yes. And say, we'll talk about say the same changes. We'll carry on. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that for appeal 2364, after review of the environmental seeker, the full environmental assessment form, that we find little or minimal impact, and that the chair can sign.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Now I will entertain a motion in regards to the special use permit.
I'll make a motion to approve appeal number 2364, special use permit requesting to convert a small apartment in the back of a store into a separate residential unit with new electric meter at 63 Bridge Street.
I'll second.
before I accept these, I never open this up for public comment. Is there anyone in the public that wants to make a comment? Okay. I guess so. All right. Now, pass it down. All right, that one we got 5 yes votes, so we're good to go there. All right. Next one. Liz. This one is similar but different.
Correct.
Okay. What are we doing here?
So if you look at the first page, it's 13 Guy Way to 19 Guy Way. It's one structure. The layout is a mirror image, bottom floor, top floor. The far left area, which was 13 Guy, has been utilized as a marketing agency for about 6 to 7 years. This tenant has moved out, which led me to think like it would be great if 100% of these units were residential, just to reduce traffic in and out, just make it, all uniform. So I was requesting to convert 13 Guy Way into a 2-bedroom apartment, just like 15 and 19 Guy Way, the lower portions. As far as construction, turn to the last page, I literally will be moving the first wall that you would see, we just would open it up, and the layout is, as you can see right now. It's, when there wasn't marketing meetings there was a lot of traffic in and out. It really wasn't too problematic, but it would just be more, another business that I don't know, having more traffic coming in and out. That would be nicer for the tenants and myself as well.
As you indicated, traffic or parking requirements are less for the apartment, so,
Equal to or less.
okay.
If you look at the first page, you can see the area that I've mentioned before, the 2-acre parcel with this open, an open area, just crushed stone, but plenty of parking. The 2 routes of egress on Green Street and Guy Way. Which,
Two routes of egress.
yeah, there
Where?
are two routes of exiting the property. That's
Oh, I heard you ended up with another exit. Right place at the right time.
yeah.
For the people that don't know, I'm not sure who did, it was NICE, maybe?
As far
Whoever
as-
was working in the river,
Yes.
tore down the building for them and created a driveway from Green Street into his parking. At no cost to you.
No cost.
Yeah. There was that old stone building in the back, right by the railroad tracks.
Why did they take that down?
The building was compromised. It's not yet. They said that I could leave it, and as they're working there, it would be on me to take care of the hotel or make her report. So I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on this?
Have you attempted to market as commercial space so far?
I loosely threw some ads on Marketplace and Craigslist. And I had a few responses, but I really wanted I would like a reputable business if I was going to have one, but prior to, advertising more, I just thought I'd go through the appeal process and hope for. That will be option A. Option B will be, market more, see what I can do.
So this isn't really part of this, but I was just curious about the 61 building, is that's yours also?
Yeah, so 61 is to the left of it.
And that's apartments?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, so there's, if you're looking at, no, that's not the picture, but there's 61 Bridge, 13 through 19 guide, and then 22 guides, 25 apartments, 24 of the 25 are residential. That particular one I'm referring to is not in commercial. I'm kind of surprised it was allowed to be commercial to begin with. It's not very.
Well, commercial is allowed in that area, so.
Right.
Any other questions? I'll open to the public. Anybody have any comments, questions? Okay, if not, I will close the public hearing portion. I guess what I would recommend, as you mentioned, Kim, is that all the answers we changed in the previous seeker would truly apply here, pretty much the same. They're adjacent properties doing basically the same thing. And so I would like to entertain a motion in regards to the seeker, assuming we change the same questions to the same answers as the previous, which I'll take care of.
I will make that motion. I'm not sure about the language.
Just state it.
I will. I make a motion that we use the, since the properties and areas are essentially the same, that we make the changes, that we accept the changes for the seeker for 63 Bridge to the seeker for, what's that address? 15 guy.
Okay. Second,
I'll second
all in favor?
this.
Aye. Aye. No, that's for Class A. Hardship is Class A areas.
Okay.
A seeker, or I'm sorry, a special use permit is, I don't like the term, but essentially a right. Assuming that you approve that there's no, if it's in the neighborhood, there's no problems with traffic, personnel, travel, whatever, affecting the neighborhood, the character of the neighborhood. You know, character of the neighborhood is obviously residential, basically statement right there. So yeah, this has a much lower bar than the Class A areas.
Good, thank you.
And that motion was made by Kim and seconded by Christine. Let's see, Kathleen.
Steve, where are the windows on that portion?
So if you look at the advertisement at the door.
Yes.
So there's the window to the right. To the left of that, that's it's a utility room that's like just accessible by me. And there are 3 windows in the back.
There are.
On the building facing the river. So there's just the one window to the right and then the front. So.
Just curious, did you know what the date of the construction was?
I'm sorry.
You know about when the building was constructed?
Yeah, 90, it's either 92 or 94. It's, that is cool, before Herbert.
Carver person. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect, yeah.
Bird market, yeah. They have their original printing press in the front, 61 bridge, and then I have the plan somewhere.
So then that actually answers questions. That does not predate zoning. So everything in your meets current zoning. Assuming it wasn't done without permits. Okay, I did the public hearing portion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make, no, go ahead. I'll make a motion for appeal, 2365 at 15 Guy Way, that we approve the special use permit request to convert one commercial unit to a residential unit, and keeping in the nature of the building. Second. So you're busy. I don't know how that's going to run.
All right, you got 5 yes votes. You're good to go.
Okay, well, hey, I thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate your participating in the process.
Take care.
Okay. What's that? All right, last item, Skowski Management LLC. Come on down.
Dark back there.
Start up here. But we have to be able to see that sometimes. I've spoken with you, I'm assuming you're Ed?
Yes, I'm at,
Okay. Spoken with you many times over the years, but, so what have we got here? I think we're all familiar with the building, but what do we do?
Give you a quick rundown. It's been on the market for quite a while to be sold. I bought the property across, which used to be Terrace West, myself and Kenny Musso, we split in half. I've been looking at that for 2 or 3 years, and it's bothering me a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and buy it and do something with the building. And before I did, I went down and met with Joe McMahon and Kyle Berto, and I had set plans, site plan to convert that to 16 apartments, all garden style, so forth. And said, it's an R2 district, do I have any problems with it, any zoning issues or any planning board? And they said, no, it's an R2. It's a pre-existing setback issue. What you're going to do is be an improvement and so forth. And then as I bought the property, I started the process of doing the complete site plan stuff. Community development got involved and found a little section in the code book that says, even though it's an R2 district and multifamily use is permitted and so forth, if you change the use of an existing building to an existing use that's approved, it takes a variance. So the setback is only 25.5 feet versus 30 feet. The building is 19,000 square feet, big, which is a big building. And we're going to do 16 apartments in it, 2 bedrooms and then a 1-bedroom apartment. The building really wasn't of value for commercial anymore. It was built in 1970 by Byron and O'Connell and Louis Wolf, and it was for Clinton County Mental Health, and they were there until 1990, and they moved to Ampersand, and then they moved to Arizona Avenue in 96. In that interim, it was converted to medical doctors and attorneys, but the children, and Shirley O'Connell and the Wolf family, were the owners once Byron and Louis passed on. And the roof began to leak someplace in the teens, 1915, 1917, and got progressively worse And when I bought it, about 7,000 square feet of the roofing was rotted out, a lot of it collapsed in. The building was probably 3/4 shelled already by them. A lot of water, milled, everything else, and there's no demand for commercial like that right now in Plattsburgh. There is a demand for housing, so I figured I'd take it and renovate it, do the window and door cuts as needed, and use what's there, and doll it up and get rid of all the paving. It's almost an acre of paving on that site if you go around it and do an improvement. So I was told that only about a month ago that no, you need a variance for it because you're going to change the use. Therefore, the 25-foot setback needs a variance, and the 19,000 square foot needs a variance. Even though the open space existing is only 27%, and when I'm done, it'll be 52%. The paved area is over 36,000 square feet. It's only going to be 14,000 once I convert it. And the lot coverage is 24%, even though it's 1.83 acres, 19,000 square foot. If it was torn down, if we're just using the land as 1.8 acres, you can easily put 30 to 35 apartments on it. I just figured I'd just do the 16, and that's fine with me. So that's why I'm here.
Now, did you add on the south end
Did I?
property?
Oh, yes. When I put a purchase thing on the property and they accepted it, I ordered a survey. When the survey came back, the property line was 3 feet off the south end of the property. But the pavement is another 35 feet. And I contacted them, I said, it was advertised as the boundaries being here and here. And in actuality, the deed only goes to 3 feet off the property. I need that additional 35 feet. So that's with the planning board for them to do a property line extension, not a subdivision, but just an extension of the property line. That's how that came about. It was portrayed as one way, but that's not actually how it was.
And the owner of the property south of you agreed to that?
Yes, and they readily agreed to it and gave me the authority to do the moving of the property line with the planning board, yes.
Didn't think to me, was this before you were told you needed the variance?
Yes.
Okay. Because it begs the question, why didn't you get it and then get enough land?
Try to get more.
Well,
They want to sell what's left as one piece. They said, we'll give you where the property line was shown in the advertisement, but not a foot more. If you want more of that, you gotta buy the whole 4 acres. And I said, no, there's no sewer line down there, so it's not very valuable.
there's not a sewer line up there?
Nope, no sewer line. The sewer line for this property, and it goes directly across Healy, across Lindsay Square, the property I own, down Terrace West Way to Cogan Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, there's private sewer lines from the west side of Healy going over to Cogan Avenue.
So the pulling and parking spots here along the road, is that that's on the property?
No, the property line is the sidewalk.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's,
That's
So those-
city property,
that's
that's
city
on the
property.
paved area. That's not part of my parking, no.
So is that parking staying?
It's going to stay unless the city wants to do something with the pavement area, but it's not part of my parking for the project, no. It's the same as somebody parks on the Healy Avenue on the street or Kennedy Avenue or any place else on the street. It's city parking for anybody who wants to park there.
So is your lot line on,
The red line, yes.
well, the sidewalk is, say, 3 feet wide. If it is the line on the sidewalk to the road or sidewalk to grass, side of the sidewalk? Is the sidewalk on your property or on the city property?
On my property.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, the sidewalk is pretty much, the curving of the sidewalk is the property line. And then from the pavement is Healy Avenue, is the street.
So does that? So in terms of Healy Avenue, that would, I guess, so that would just be like, so the rest of Healy Avenue, the curve goes out, right? So that's all.
You can see it at the south end, where that little hashed area is, yeah. If you note on there, the planning board has me putting in 2 sidewalks on the north and the south side, one about 15, 20 feet, the other about 12 feet. They don't come from any place or go any place, but the idea is if somebody does develop the other 4.5 acres down Healy Avenue, that they'll have to put in a sidewalk. So I agreed to put on a sidewalk on the city property for them, and we're going to do a striping for pedestrian walking. Plus, they show both. They want the striping, but also a notation that people can use the sidewalk that's on their property if somebody's walking down the street.
Interesting. So Healy Avenue, so that would be west, right? So Healy Avenue going west past your property. There is parking on both sides of the street here, where it's even narrower.
Well, there's not parking on both sides, no. The other side's a curve, there's no, it's just a normal curving all the way down.
Okay.
I don't think it's posted one way or the other.
No, there's no signs at all.
So you can legally park.
You could park them, people do anyways, I know. But if you mean it's provided for parking, no, it's just regular curb.
Much like you can legally park on Prospect Ave up my way, but you can't idiots do it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I guess my point, and I'm not sure it's a valid point. If that was, green space on right-of-way, city right-of-way, like the rest of Healy Avenue is, it might not be officially set, the setback may still not be official, but it would appear more, so is what I'm getting at, right? In other words, if that was green space right of way, the building would appear much
Yeah.
further back.
But it's city property. The city
Yeah, it
owns
would appear much farther back, yes. I think when they built it, they did that, I'm not sure. I got here in 72, and they built it in 70, and I never noticed that building until, years ago when Kennedy Avenue opened up.
So you would have entry doors all along this.
There'd be 4 entry doors off of this side, and then 2, and then 6 in the back.
It was reasonable to assume those tenants would use this parking.
They could during the day, yes, anybody can, there's anybody who comes, but parking's provided on both ends for the tenants. We put in 32 parking spaces for 16 apartments.
Okay, I'd like to open up to the audience, the public, any comments?
It sounds like a great place. 16 units is, for that huge of a building, is wonderful. We know it to be a great landmark. I don't think I've had a problem with it. We just were curious to know what it was gonna be.
If anyone had a problem, it'd be an adjacent property owner. So, okay, then I will close the public hearing seeker on this is a lot easier, unless anybody have any other comments, questions?
No.
The only comment I had on the seeker, number 4, check all land use that occur on or adjoining or near the proposed action, I would say commercial, obviously is right nearby, if not adjoining.
You asked if the property next to you is commercial?
Yes. Or,
Are you zone R2 also? I put it-
well, but the uses, they're asking for the land uses that occur on or adjoining or near the proposed action. I would say there's commercial pretty close.
Yeah.
Everything else looked good. This one is the short form. And that is. No, that one I asked for.
Oh, okay.
At 4:45.
Do you want me to make a motion?
Sure.
I'll make a motion for appeal 2366 after review of the short environmental assessment form. We find that there are little or no impact on this project, that the chairman can check no or small impact on part 2 and sign on part 3. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I will entertain a motion in regards to the area variance, which is two pieces.
Make a motion for appeal 2366 that we approve for the, for the Class B area variance request to convert the existing office space into 16 residential apartments.
And what is the variance?
Allowing for the overage and the coverage, the lot coverage and the encroachment. Second.
You got 5 yes votes, you're good to go.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for participating in the process.
I'm excited to see the results.
That's
It'll
all.
be beautiful.
Fantastic building, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I make a motion. February 12th.
Saw you over there.
Did anybody find anything?
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Is that a motion to adjourn?
Not yet.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Haven't been any phones about it, but I've got a little over a year left. So somebody could have said,